NASA has announced they may have found evidence of the existence of a new planet in our solar system. For decades, astronomers have hypothesized the existence of a mysterious ninth planet on the outer edge of our solar system, but it has remained elusive so far. So let's take a closer look. Astronomers speculate that a hypothetical giant planet might be caught in the orbit of the Sun somewhere far beyond Pluto. One of the main reasons why the existence of this unseen giant is considered is because of the weird way certain small icy objects behave on the outskirts of the solar system. They cluster into very similar orbits around the Sun, which suggests that an unseen planet may be influencing them. These objects are all in the Kuiper Belt, which is the same region of the solar system which contains Pluto. Observations have shown that these objects, which also include the dwarf planet Sedna, all loop around the Sun in long, narrow, elliptical orbits. Additionally, they are all tilted at around the same slight angle as the rest of the solar system, and they all make their closest passes to the Sun in roughly the same region as well. This suggests that the orbits of these far smaller objects are stretched and tilted by the gravitational forces of a much larger secret planet. Astronomers at Caltech used computer models that mathematically confirm the existence of a planet that is roughly the same mass as Neptune and orbits in the shadows about 20 times further away from the Sun compared to Neptune. The results of these simulations were published in 2016 and suggested that this planet could be the source of the gravitational nudge which causes these objects to orbit in this manner. This study has been a big inspiration for many astronomers to continue hunting for the secret planet, while others have fiercely debated its existence. If the mysterious object even exists, it probably sits out in the cold, dark fringes of the solar system. The Caltech models state that the planet 9 should be about 20 times further from the Sun compared to Neptune. For comparison, Earth is an average of 93 million miles from the Sun, while Neptune orbits at a distance of about 2.8 billion miles. This means that the Sun, when observed from the surface of Neptune, is much dimmer and appears at only 3.3% of its size compared to Earth. The average distance of Planet 9 from the Sun is estimated to be about 56 billion miles away. At such an astronomical distance, the Sun would probably appear as just another star in its perpetually dark sky. However, a new study has since come forward that suggests that the planet may be closer to the Sun than the original models estimated. These new findings, published in September of 2021, state that while the mysterious plane is closer than first thought, it remains at around 10 times the distance of Neptune to the Sun and a staggering 380 times the distance from the Earth to its star. At the very least, the Caltech models state that Planet 9 would need to be around the same size as Neptune to have the ability to stretch and tilt the orbits of Sedna and the other objects clustered in the Kuiper Belt. This puts the mysterious planet around 10 times as massive as the Earth. If these estimates are correct, it would just be a little smaller than Uranus and Neptune. Currently, the prevalent theory is that if the planet exists, it probably formed in and around the same area of space as the other giant planets like it, and then later got ejected by the gravity of its neighbors during planetary migration. It is also estimated that the planet's orbit is a very long, thin ellipsis. Even at its closest approach to the Sun, it remains at a much greater distance than Pluto. Since the average distance is estimated to be 56 billion miles away, it could take Planet 9 between 10,000 and 20,000 Earth years to just complete one trip around the Sun. Planet 9's mass would most likely be a magnitude greater than Earth's, with a girth approaching the range of one of our ice giants. A likely scenario explaining the body's far-flung position puts its origin somewhere between the orbits of Jupiter to Neptune, with a birth much like any of the other gas planets in our solar system. Before it could gorge itself, Planet 9 would have received a kick from the gravity well of one of the two gas giants and found itself out among the icy wastes. Despite its large, slow orbit, enough time should have passed since the dawn of the solar system for it to have cleared its orbit of frozen chunks of dust and rock, earning this stunted gas ball an official planetary title. Alternatively, though vanishingly less likely, Planet 9 could be an adopted child snatched away from another passing star long ago. Astronomers first began searching for Planet 9 in 2016 when they noticed that 6 rocky objects beyond the orbit of Neptune clustered strangely, with the most distant points in their orbits located much farther from the Sun than the nearest points of their orbits. The team calculated that the gravitational pull of an unseen planet measuring 5 to 10 times the size of Earth could explain the eccentricity of those rocks' orbits. Half a decade later, many teams have tried and failed to detect that theoretical world. The biggest hurdle in the hunt for Planet 9 is the sheer distance involved. While Pluto orbits between 30 and 50 astronomical units from the Sun, the authors of the 2016 study estimated that Planet 9 could be anywhere between 400 and 800 AU away. So far away that sunlight may not reach the planet at all. That means there's little hope of ever detecting the cold, dark Planet 9 with standard visible light telescopes. Instead, astronomers turn to the likes of the ACT telescope, which can search the cosmos in millimeter wavelengths, a short form of radio waves that come close to infrared radiation. Millimeter telescopes are often used to peer into the dim, freezing gas clouds where new stars form, because such clouds don't absorb millimeter light, according to the International Research Institute for Radio Astronomy. While this survey failed to turn up any compelling evidence of Planet 9, new millimeter telescope facilities, such as the Simons Observatory that's currently under construction in Chile's Atacama Desert, will continue the search with even more sensitive telescopes, allowing researchers to narrow down even further where our long-lost neighbor might be hiding. Some theorists have put forward a radical hypothesis that states that Planet 9 may not be a planet at all. Rather, it is a small black hole that might be detectable from the theoretical radiation emitted from its edge, so-called Hawking radiation. Small black holes are very interesting to astronomers. All black holes we know of in the universe come from the deaths of massive stars, and because only the most massive stars are big enough to form a black hole, they can only leave behind black holes with a minimum mass of around 5 times that of the Sun. But black holes smaller than that could have formed in the extreme conditions of the early universe. These primordial black holes could flood the cosmos, but cosmological observations have ruled out most models of primordial black hole formation, with a few narrow exceptions, like planet-sized black holes. So, if scientists can confirm that a small black hole is orbiting the Sun, it could provide an intriguing look at one of the greatest mysteries of modern cosmology. In the 1970s, famed physicist Stephen Hawking theorized that black holes aren't exactly 100% black. Due to a complex interaction between gravity and quantum forces at the event horizon, or boundary of a black hole, he proposed black holes can indeed feebly emit radiation, slowly shrinking in the process. But a small nearby black hole might be more accessible. Previous research had already shown that its Hawking radiation would be too weak to be seen from Earth, but new research investigated if a flyby mission would have a better chance of spotting the Hawking radiation from such a black hole. The results state that even when using a fleet of lightweight, fast spacecraft to scour the outer solar system, we are very unlikely to spot Planet 9 through its Hawking radiation. The radiation is just too weak, and because we don't know the location of the black hole, we can't guarantee we can get close enough in a chance flyby. But not all hope is lost. If scientists can more conclusively pin down the location of the hypothetical Planet 9 using other observations, and it turns out to be a black hole, then a targeted mission can fly close to its event horizon and possibly orbit it. There, we would have direct observational access to one of the most extreme gravitational environments in the universe. No wonder astronomers are excited by the prospect of a black hole in our solar backyard. A mission there would be incredibly expensive and time-consuming, but we have experience with these kinds of long-distance missions in the form of New Horizons, the NASA probe that is currently sailing through the Kuiper Belt. It's within our technological reach to design and fly a longer-term version of New Horizons to visit a nearby black hole. Black holes are perhaps the most mysterious objects in the cosmos, and we do not fully understand them. In particular, Hawking radiation itself would teach us about the relationship between gravity and quantum mechanics at small scales. If Planet 9 is a black hole, within a few years we could launch a mission to observe it in detail and hopefully answer some long-burning questions in physics. New reports from NASA state that if the elusive planet does exist, astronomers may finally have a decent chance of spotting it. NASA has recently announced that a planet about 10 times more massive than Earth likely lurks in the distant outer solar system, orbiting perhaps 600 times farther from the Sun than Earth does on average. The evidence for the existence of this Planet 9 is indirect at the moment. Computer models suggest a big, undiscovered world has shaped the strange orbits of multiple objects in the Kuiper Belt, the ring of icy bodies beyond Neptune. But direct evidence could come relatively soon in the form of telescope observations. The data collected is bright enough that on its closest approach to the Sun, the planet may even be visible with some backyard telescopes. This means that Planet 9 is not too close to the Sun at the moment. However, there is a chance that powerful ground-based telescopes may still be able to detect it. The 27-foot wide Subaru telescope in Hawaii is the go-to observatory for the search because Planet 9 is predicted to be visible in the northern hemisphere sky. Astronomers state that it is still tough to know just how detectable the planet would be, considering the uncertainty surrounding the putative world size, orbit, and composition, as these characteristics affect the brightness of the planet. Scientists believe they have already covered some parts of the planet's possible orbit using the Subaru telescope, as a part of a larger, years-long survey for more objects such as 2012 VP-113. The researchers will likely use Subaru to narrow in on more promising possible locations, but the hunt for smaller bodies such as 2012 VP-113 will continue as well. The hunt for Planet 9 will also probably send astronomers back to their archives. The undiscovered world may have already been photographed by powerful telescopes, but researchers didn't spot it. If you like this video, you may also like this one, which talks about the JWST and a recent frightening discovery it made on Pluto. Could Planet 9 be a black hole? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below.